Hey guys, TehJew here, and today is a day that I have waited so long for, it's not even funny. But it's a series that I was doing up until I was robbed, but now it's back. And from this point onward, I'm gonna let the person, or not the person, but my dad, known as TehJew. Now, bear in mind that the first show that we do is called Raw is War, or simply Raw. That's Raw as in R-A-W. And the thing about that show is my dad did it, and whenever we do Raw, my dad was the one that commentated that show during its lifespan, and, well, the show took place 15 years ago, so you gotta remember what was happening 15 years prior to that. But with that said, I'm gonna let my dad, at the time, my dad, TehJew, take over. So with that said, let's begin. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Raw. Your host, TehJew, here with you, and... No. You know what, folks? Ladies and gentlemen, I've gone under the name of TehJew for the longest time because that was my wrestling name, but I've decided to just drop that, and you may refer to me by my real name since, now most of you know of my dad, Maurice the Jew Jacobsen, but you may call me Henri Jacobsen. That's Henry with an I, and it's Jacobsen with an E at the end. So instead of sin, the sin part is S-E-N and not S-O-N. So I just want to let you know how to spell it. So yeah, Henri Jacobsen here, and I want to welcome all of you to our first show on our new channel. And the reason I mention this is because we have been on a hiatus, and it's one that is of no one else's fault. Not so much my own, but our old television deal ran out, and up until now, we have not had a television deal. We've mainly relied on non-televised shows, that's what it's called, excuse me, to be able to continue to not only entertain, but to also, keep paying the bills. But now we have money generated from this television deal, and I just want to thank the people there for signing off on us, and I'm just going to say we will not disappoint you. But now that we got those corporate sponsorships out of the way, this show is brought to you by THQ, as well as a couple of other affiliates, which we will not get into for the sake of time. But with that said, let's get into our first matchup. Our first matchup is a first-time matchup between two of the biggest men. One is the biggest in wrestling, well, in real life at least, and the other is the biggest in terms of girth and size as far as video games is concerned, and that's Bowser and Vader, or Vader and Bowser, respectively, But with that said, it's a first-time matchup, so with that said, let's begin. Alright. And we are live here in Los Angeles, California, and we are in the brand new Staples Center. In fact, we moved, or not we, rather, the Los Angeles Lakers, as well as the Los Angeles Clippers, and the Los Angeles Kings of hockey, they have moved their operations from Inglewood, California, at the Great Western Forum, as it was known at the time, and still is to this day, even amongst the people of Los Angeles. We have now moved to a new entertainment center, a new sports and entertainment center known as the Staples Center. And it's a great privilege to be here to entertain you guys. And the first man up is Bowser, and you know as well as I do, and just looking at the size of this man, you realize that this guy is a threat, and no doubt he is. And the thing about Bowser is this man if you can even call him a man, this monstrosity of a man, I guess you could say, is a former 2-time world champion. So he's been to the top of the mountain before, but it's been a while since then. Oh, it's Vader time, all right. So yeah, Vader making a return here. And let me just adjust a couple of things here. Excuse me. But yeah, Vader making his way down to the ring, and this is going to be a really real test for Vader, in the sense that Vader is going up against someone much bigger than he, and it may be Vader time, but we'll see if it's Bowser time when it's all said and done. And of course, Vader is... oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention last season, before our old television deal ran out, and that is, Vader is a 3-time World Championship Wrestling World Champion. He's held that belt during the early half of the 1990s, which was, well, actually, the decade ended just not too long ago, and we are in February of the new millennium, and I have to say, I actually thought the world was going to end this past New Year's Eve, New Year's Day of, 1999 going into 2000. I actually thought it was going to be over, to be honest with you, but, I mean, not that I quit my job or anything like that, but I actually thought it was over, but I suppose I've been lied to again. I have. Anyway, match underway. So, of course, this is going to be a little bit different considering, one, it's been a while since we've had a match, and number two, or rather, we've had a match on television, and number two, because it's been a while, I might be a bit rusty, so just forgive me, guys. Forgive me, folks, if I do forget some of the moves. Anyway, with that said, let's just get on with the match. And, oh yeah, and for all you new people out there, for those of you that are new watching this show, for the most part, not always, but for the most part, and wow, look at the strength of Vader being able to pick up Bowser, but what I'm trying to get at is, where was I? Oh yeah, that's right. To win the match, in fact, these are matches, by the way, contested at least amongst 2 competitors. In its simplest and in its simplest and most often, in its simplest form, to win the match is to either pin your opponent on the ground, pin the shoulders of your opponent on the ground for the count of 3, or by forcing him or her to submit. So, those are the rules, and let's just get on with the match. And look at the strength of Vader picking up Bowser. Now, bear in mind, Vader weighs 375 pounds, but Bowser weighs 500 pounds. So that's a 125 pound difference. But even then, Vader is big and strong enough to take on Bowser, as you can clearly see. And a super hip toss on a Bowser. Now, like I said, not very many men can do that to Bowser, but if anybody can, it's got to be Vader. Or as they call him, the man they call Vader. Either way, I mean, just, Vader, not to be confused with Darth Vader, obviously. I mean, he's not dressed in black, and he doesn't sound like James Earl Jones. But the man they call Vader... definitely no small man by any stretch. But that's all I have to say about that. And let me just adjust myself here. On occasion, I might have to adjust myself, as well as the camera. And a belly-to-belly suplex onto Bowser. And then a leg drop onto Bowser. And then a headbutt. And another one. Ooh, and a poke in the eye right to Bowser. I mean, it looked like Bowser was going to do something, but Vader just poked him in the eye. I mean, right or wrong, I mean, you got to do what you got to do against Bowser, and Bowser just using the strength that he does have to just clothesline Vader up in the air. I mean, Vader, like I said, is no small man, but Bowser's just that damn big. And a punch right to the back of Vader, and then a takedown from behind, and then a pinfall. Oh, but a rope break. Too close to the ropes was Vader, so, yeah, a rope break. So, yeah, if you are going for a pinfall or submission, and your opponent grabs the rope, that constitutes a rope break, and you must break the hold. 1. No, just a 1 count on Bowser. So you gotta pin him for the count of 3. Anything less than that, and the match continues. So, that's just to let those who are brand new to the series know how this sport works. Anyway, picks up Bowser, does Vader, and he threw him over the top rope. In fact, we're going to have ourselves a main event later on tonight, but, and some of these guys are going to be pulling double duty, and you'll know what I mean later in the night, but right now, rammed into the barricade is Bowser. And, well, okay, that didn't go any further than that. But now both men are on the floor. And a hammerlock onto Vader. And then a clothesline onto Vader. But now both men get back in the ring as the referee was halfway to the 10 count. And, by the way, in the event that either one or both of these competitors get counted out of the ring, they can stay, or they have till the count of 10 to get back in the ring. If they fail to answer the 10 count, then they are counted out, and the one who gets counted out loses. So that's something to keep in mind. Ooh, and a snap of the leg right of Vader by Bowser. And he does it again. Well, Bowser's doing the smart thing and trying to take out the legs of Vader. I mean, obviously that would slow Vader down. Wow, but a rake in the eyes. I mean, well, then again, he is Bowser. I mean, he has those sharp claws of his. But he has a rope break, does Vader. And, Vader, is he going to do this? Vader bomb onto Bowser, and that might do it. I mean, not just anybody can pick up Bowser and go for a power bomb, but apparently it's not enough, as Bowser kicks out of that and delivers a bull rush. But as you can see, Bowser is not doing too well, especially after getting hit with that power bomb. Goes for another cover. 1, 2. No, kick out by Bowser. But then again, Bowser showing us why he was at 2 different occasions the World Heavyweight Champion. I mean, Vader's a world champion in his own right, but he was world champion in World Championship Wrestling, so I mean, but then again, a world championship is a championship nonetheless, so for Vader, Vader actually delivered a suplex from off the top rope, and then a rake in the eyes of Vader, but then Vader counters with a clothesline on a Bowser. 1. No, kick out by Bowser. I mean, this is a really, really good first match. I mean, I wasn't expecting a great match out of 2 big men. I would have thought that it would be over within a matter of minutes, but this has gone on much longer than I thought. And another rope break. And what's Bowser doing? And, he's gonna go for it. Shell-shocked. Shell-shocked. He calls that Argentine backbreaker the shell-shocked. Or shell-shock, excuse me. 1, 2, No, kick out by Vader. But then again, Vader was in much better shape, you know, prior to Bowser hitting that move. So Vader has had enough left in him to kick out of that. So at this point, this match can go either way with these two big men. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, no. Kick out by Bowser again. And another clothesline onto Bowser. Let me turn it up just a little bit. Just a little bit, though. Not too much, though. I wasn't sure if you could hear, though, but anyway, there it is. And Bowser was... I'm not sure what he was doing, but... And then a slap in the wrist. And wow, I'm surprised he was able to pick him up with a backside slam. Was Vader, excuse me. And thrown over the top rope once again is Bowser. I was so close to calling him Vader there, but no, Bowser gets thrown out. And now they're fighting on the floor, and there's like there's a little exposed part of concrete down there. And there's only, like, what, 4 inches, 3-4 inches of padding covering the concrete, and, okay. Whipped into the post was Bowser. But then Vader gets back in the ring, as does Bowser. Alright, now both men are back in the ring. But yeah, I was really not expecting a great match out of two big men, but that's exactly what we have tonight. And I mean, they better save that energy for later on tonight when we have our, we will have a Rumble for the Gold match, but it's a 2-for-1 deal, and I'll tell you more about that later on the show. But right now, Bowser and Vader are going neck and neck with each other. Ooh, and a chop right against the throat of Bowser. I guess if he does have a weakness, it probably might be the throat. But even if that was the case, Bowser is not allowed to use his fire. So he can't breathe fire, and there's a reason why he doesn't have any spikes on his back, because if he did, he would impale somebody with those spikes. And I don't know if you can hear the fans, but they're saying one more time. But thrown into the rammed into the post and whipped inside the ring is Vader. And what's wrong with Vader? Well, whatever is wrong with him, he threw Bowser over the top rope again for what seems to be the umpteenth time. Like, I can't tell if he's bleeding or not, because he's kind of moving a bit gingerly, is Vader. And whipped into the barricade is Bowser, and I'm not sure what Vader's trying to do here. A headbutt right to Bowser. And both men beat the count. Although Vader gets out of the ring for some odd reason. And, I mean, this match has really taken a toll on both men. And to think what these two men could possibly be in that big match later on tonight, as I mentioned before. And rammed into the steps, and then the ricochet off the apron goes Vader. But then Bowser gets back in the ring. Now, if Vader was to get counted out by the count of 10, he would lose the match, but he gets back in there before the count of 10. I mean, really, this match turned out to be much better than I thought it would be. But a scoop and a slam right to Bowser. And once again, thrown over the top rope again. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I would think that these two men are trying to tear each other apart, don't you think? And rammed into the barricade, and then a headbutt right to Bowser. And once again to the barricade. Then into the post. I mean, both men have got to be tired. I mean, this match has taken so much out of them right now. Well, Bowser gets inside the ring, as does Vader. And, sorry about that. We almost lost feed for a little bit, but we got it back though. And a back side slam from off the top rope, that might do it. No, he picks him up. And look at this. Wow, look at the strength of Bowser to pick up a 375-pound man like he's nothing. Oh, but then again, Bowser is a monster. You cannot forget about that. And whatever Bowser was going to do, Vader countered that. And thrown over the top rope again is Bowser. I mean, I really cannot understand this. And, well, an atomic drop onto Vader. Yeah, it looks like he is bleeding, is Vader. I would think Bowser is bleeding too. And Vader gets back inside the ring. I mean, clearly these two men are tired. Alright, now both men are back inside the ring. But again, thrown over the top rope. I still do not get what Vader's trying to do. I really don't, folks. And rammed into the steps, and the steps collapse. Just by the force and the weight of Bowser. Rammed into the barricade again. And then a headbutt right to Bowser. I mean, he could win by... Is he going to win by... Yeah. No, he's not going to win by count out. I thought he was, but he's not. I mean, these two men are just taking so much out of each other. I mean, I will admit, I've been in matches that have lasted as long as this, and it just comes down to how bad you really want it. I mean, I've been in these type of matches when I was an active wrestler, not anymore, but when I was, I've been in matches quite like that, in that sort of fashion. And again, thrown over the top rope again is Bowser. I really don't know what Vader's trying to do by having Bowser end up going onto the outside. I really don't. Thrown into the barricade again. And whipped onto the other side is Bowser. And whipped again into the barricade again. Back in the ring is Bowser. And a belly-to-belly suplex on to Bowser. And over the top rope again. I still do not get what Vader's trying to do. I mean, obviously he's trying to hurt him, but... I mean, and whereas Bowser's just trying to survive. I've never seen Bowser taken to the limit like this before. Same thing with Vader, but Vader's actually more on the offensive than Bowser is. Ooh, rammed into the steps and then ricocheted off the apron was Vader's head. And some back elbows right to Bowser. Vader gets back in the ring. Oh, but as soon as he enters, he gets out. And Bowser gets back in the ring. Oh, but he gets out, though. Nope, gets back in. I guess he wants Vader to chase him back in the ring. But then again, that's where you can win it. And now, yeah, Vader's going to go for it again. The Vader Bomb. And now he's going to go for the cover once and for all. 1, 2, 3, got it. So Vader wins the match. And I have to say, this took over, what, 25 minutes? And that doesn't even include the intro and the stuff like that. But anyway, the winner is Vader. The man they call Vader. So Vader wins the match, and it was a bit too loud, so that's why I had to turn it down just a little bit. There we go. So Vader wins the match. But I will say that Bowser is he's gonna feel the pain, as is Vader, but Vader gets the win, and a big one at that, against Bowser. But folks, we still got more matches yet to come, if you can even believe that. So stay tuned. They'll be coming up right after this.